Hello, hello. Good evening, whenever you're watching. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to True Day 7. This is a 21-day self-coaching, self-discovery journey. Those of you that are here, that are watching live, put a yo in the chat to let me know that you're here. Love to know who is on that is watching live. Say hello in the chat. Let me know that you're here. If you've watched some of the previous sessions, I'd love to know in the chat which ones you've watched, which ones you found most useful, what you've most enjoyed about this journey so far. The reason why this whole challenge was created is because personally at this moment in time, we're in the year 2022, it's January, and I kind of feel that the world right now is abundant when it comes to answers and information. I believe there is an abundance of people that will tell you what you should do. Getting the answers to pretty much anything at the moment is pretty easy to find. What I think the world needs right now, what I think there's not enough of, is introspection, is people spending time looking at themselves, reflecting, and going within and asking themselves questions that help them to see their world differently and help them to retrain their mind to consciously reinterpret the world around them. The past 2 years have been tough, right? We've all been through the pandemic. This is not something that happened in one part of the world and everybody else was out of it. This was everyone. And there's one thing that I've learned going through this past 2 years. I'm reminded of a great quote by Wayne Dyer, who said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. He basically started by telling a story of, it's a made up story, but it illustrates a really valid point. He's in his house. He can't find his keys. There's a power cut. So he goes outside and starts looking for his keys outside. And eventually he isn't finding his keys, and his neighbor comes out, and his neighbor says, Wayne, what are you doing? He says, oh, hey, Rob, I'm trying to find my keys. And, it's dark inside, so I thought I'd come out here to look because there's light. And his neighbor says, okay, well, I'll help you. Where did you lose them? He said, I lost them inside. And Rob says, well, why are you looking for them outside when you lost them inside? And then Wayne Dyer goes on to say, isn't that true in life? That we spend a lot of our time looking for answers, looking for solutions on the outside, when invariably they're on the inside. So the whole point of this journey is to help you to create a space where you can look at find some answers from the inside instead of just looking on Google. So tonight's one is love. This for me is a really, really powerful session. If you are in a committed relationship, you will get great value out of this session. If you are not in a committed relationship and want to be, you will get great value out of this session. If you are not in a committed relationship and don't want to be in one, you will get great value out of this session. If you are in a relationship and want to get out of it, you will find great value in this session. This session is less about love in a relationship sense and more about how we can embody the word itself. I think it's one of the most important words in the English dictionary. I think that if all we did from day now, 12th of January 2022, for the rest of our lives, if the overarching word that we live by is love, we'll have a great life. If you do nothing else other than love, that means you love yourself. That means you're going to love other people. That means you're going to love the things about yourself that you don't like. That means you're going to love unconditionally the people that piss you off. Meaning you'll feel better because you're focused on love. So this session is less about love life in the relationship, dating, marriage sense, and more about how we can embody the word that I believe, if we all embodied, would truly heal the world and make the world an even more remarkable and healed place. And case in point, I'll tell you a quick story about me several years ago before I met Mrs. Grant. I had multiple failed relationships, and without boring you with the intricate details, what eventually created the situation where I met my wife, my now wife Sati, and our marriage, we've been together 8 years, and our marriage gets better year on year. She might tell you different, but I feel that we do. What's made our marriage get better year on year has ultimately come down to what I did to attract her in the first place, which is I stopped looking for love on the outside and started really focusing on love on the inside. Started working on loving myself. Just this morning, I was doing a journal that I'm experiencing. I'm going through a book at the moment. I'm looking around trying to find it because it was in this room, but it's not now. Doing a book on self-compassion. And just before coming on for this broadcast, I did a meditation by the authors on self-compassion, something I'm doing a lot. I'm spending a lot of time in meditation. And I did a self-compassion meditation earlier, which was wonderful. And that is really what this session is about. It's about how you can love more. If you're enjoying these sessions, you'll notice that at the bottom of the screen, there is a scrolling thing that says, please donate. These videos are all free. However, our partner in business and all things social media at the moment over the past 18 months are Medical Relief International. Medical Relief International provide medical aid in third world countries such as Jordan and other countries as well. And so I would love it if you're willing and able to go to medicalrelief.org/donate and give what you can. Over the past 18 months, we've had some incredible food drives. We've had, I think we had a clean drinking water system fitted into a shelter, which like had our logo on it, which was really, really, really cool. So yeah, like if you can, we'd love it. If you're enjoying these broadcasts, they're completely free. If you're willing to donate, that would be greatly appreciated by me and the team at Medical Relief International. So let's get into today's session. If you haven't already, grab a notepad because you're going to want to be able to answer the questions as they are presented to you on the screen, so that this really does feel like a live coaching session, because it is. If you want, once you put your answers in a notepad, feel free to put them in the chat. I would love it if you did that, because it's great for engagement. Everybody can see each other's answers, and that is really powerful because other people can learn from each other. Again, that for me is what love is all about, helping other people. So if you're here and you're watching live, say hello, let me know that you're here. It is live. It is the 12th of January, 2022, just gone 6 p.m. So we are live. Let me know that you're here by saying hello, and then feel free to put your comments to these answers in the chat if you wish. So first question or statement: my ideal love life looks and feels like. Remember, that doesn't mean relationship, but if you're in one, probably go there. It actually just means in terms of you feeling and experiencing more love, what is that ideal? What is the ideal? What does it look and feel like? Who are you with? What are you experiencing? What are you doing? What are the sensations that you're feeling as a result of experiencing more love in your heart and in your soul? Okay, good. Like I said, feel free, if you want to, put your answers in the chat so that I can see them. Next, 3 words to describe my ideal love life are. Forgive the typo. Slides are not my forte. And I literally amended yesterday's session on career, as you can probably tell if you did it. So ignore the career word. So 3 words to describe my ideal love life are. So if you had to crystallize love, this category love, if you had to crystallize it down to 3 words, what would those words be? One of them might be love, loving, for example, but what would be 3 words to define you at your very best in the area that we call love life? For me, it would be presence. For me, I know that when I'm being truly present, I'm really able to express and experience love. For me, it's very difficult to experience a loving connection if we're not present. So, for example, if I'm with Sati, especially in the evening, I make a conscious decision to leave my telephone out of the room because it's really easy, I find, to get distracted by that device. So I just don't have it in my space, right? So presence would be one for me. I don't mean gifts, I mean like presence with a C. The reasons I chose those 3 words are, so think about your 3 words. What are the reasons that you chose them? For me, I choose the word presence because however present I am will determine how good the relationships I have with other people. And by that, I don't just mean Sati or Sage, our daughter. I mean my clients. If I'm coaching a client, if presence is one of my key words in the area of love, then I know that my coaching will be better. Because I know that if I'm fully present, if the client feels that I'm really present, they feel that I love and care about them, which I do. And you don't have to, and then you don't have to pretend if you live by that word, right? If you live by a word like that. So you might want that word. You can ethically steal it. Copying in this part of domain of life is totally allowed. They say in school you shouldn't copy. They say copying is bad. Well, when it comes to improving your life and making your life work and making it better, I always say model success. Success leaves clues. Tony Robbins. For me to start living those 3 words now, I'd have to stop. So this presupposes that there might be some things you'd have to stop doing. What would you have to stop doing to live these 3 words fully? If I think about the word presence, for me to start living that word, when I wasn't living that word, one of the first things I did was go, I need to leave my phone out of the room. So for example, just going to highlight the point, on my phone at 7 p.m. every evening, there is something in my phone that says couple time, and it's got like this emoji with a phone with a line through it. So it's a reminder to me to put my phone down, put it away, because I generally work till about 7. So for me, it was putting my phone away, right? It was a really simple one, common sense, but not common practice. Have your phone away. So if you'd start living those 3 words, what would you have to stop doing? And for those that are ready for you to start living those 3 words, what would you have to start doing? A long-term consequence of not living into these 3 words is, so think about your 3 love words. What is a long-term consequence of not living into those 3 words? If I use my example again, me not living the word present with Sati will eventually have a detrimental impact on my marriage. May not today, may not even tomorrow, but long-term, it will be damaging. So think about your 3 words and what is the long-term consequence of not living those words? As always, feel free to put it in the chat so that I can hold you accountable because I'm reading all the comments. If I had to change one thing in this area, which would be the most important change first? The situation or the way I look at this situation? So let's imagine that you're in a relationship and it isn't going as well as you would like. What would be the first thing to change? the situation, the relationship, or the way you look at it. One of my greatest learnings that I've ever got about love, especially if you're thinking about relationship love, is if you focus on changing the relationship itself before you change you, you just take you to the next one. So I had, before Sati, quite a few relationships that were very similar in the way that they broke down. And on reflection, the reason why they broke down is because I hadn't healed the wounds that needed healing. I hadn't done the inner work that needed doing. So I just kept carrying the same shit into the next one, and wondering why they were breaking down, thinking that they were wrong and they needed fixing. There's nothing wrong with them. It was me that was fit. It was me that was broken. Yeah, it was me that had blind spots that needed to be worked on. So when you think about, maybe there's someone in your life that you love but you have conflict with, think about it. Well, what needs to change first? Is it the situation? Would I be better just removing this person from my life? Or would it be working, or would it be that actually the way that I look at the situation might need changing? Like I said, Wayne Dyer, you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Loving the honesty in the chat, by the way. By focusing more energy on living my 3 love words, I will gain. What will you gain? We talked about the consequences, the pain of not living these 3 words. What will you gain by focusing more energy on living these 3 words? For me, if I use the word presence again, which I keep using as an example, what I gain is a better connection with Sati. We're more intimate, we have more play, we're better parents to Sage, we're better role models, we're better examples. I'm a better coach because I'm more present, which actually means that the business grows. It's funny, it's not the primary focus, but by being more present, more people feel the presence and more people want to become clients. Yeah, so it's amazing how sometimes we focus on what we want, but if we focus more energy on living something that makes us better, the thing that we want almost instantly is more magnetic towards us, because it's like the universe, whether you believe in law of attraction or not, feels that you are willing to do the work that's required to be a better person. It feels that, and it rewards you for that. With my ideal love life, my life will be better in the following ways. You might have already answered this with the last one, but if something different comes up, fill it in, write it down, put it in the comments if you wish. With my ideal love life, my life will be better. How will your life be better with love being in its ideal manifestation? You living those 3 words, how will that make your life better? Have more joy, have better experiences, better connection, more fun. How will life be better with you living in those 3 words? And then finally, a small step that I can take today, that I will take today towards achieving my ideal result in the love life area is, what is a small step that you're committed to taking in this area? What is a small step that you could take literally straight after this broadcast? And then finally, for accountability purposes, so that I've got you back for the next 21 days, put what that action is in the chat so that you know that me and everybody else that's watching this broadcast can see that you publicly declared it, and we hold you accountable to making sure you get it done. That's it for tonight's broadcast. Short and sweet as always. These sessions are always designed to be practical, simple, short, sharp, concise, common sense. Everything we've done tonight, but not necessarily common practice. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's session on love. I'll see you tomorrow night, where we're going to be looking at your financial life. See you tomorrow for day 8. Make sure you've subscribed, turned on your notifications so that you know exactly when we're live. I'll see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m.